A footnote on history. Japan's newly published Diplomatic Bluebook has added a reference on the nation's deep remorse over World War II. The report said that Tokyo will profoundly reflect on the Second World War and that the country will never change its status as a peaceful nation based on its remorse.
We added this in the Blue Book as we reflected on the last 70 years as a pacifist nation.
China and South Korea, whose ties with Japan have long soured over World War II, are still pressing for Tokyo to own up to the country's wartime past and issue a sincere apology. Japan also repeated its territorial claims over the disputed Diaoyu Islands in the East China Sea and the Dokdo Islands, claimed by China and South Korea respectively. The Blue Book said that the islands were Japan's territory from both historical and international legal views, and accused China of attempting to alter the status quo of the Diaoyu Islands by driving its ships into their surrounding waters. Yesterday, Japan also approved new school textbooks with claims of sovereignty over the islands. Tokyo also dropped references in previous Blue Books that held South Korea up as the nation having the most shared values with Japan, but said Seoul was its most important neighboring nation. Both Beijing and Seoul protested against the Blue Book shortly after its release.
But it is an undeniable fact that the Diaoyu Islands are China's inherent territory. China is firmly determined to safeguard our territorial integrity and will continue to do so. In the meantime, China is willing to resolve disputes with Japan through dialogue.
Deep remorse wasn't enough for Seoul, which wants Tokyo to take responsibility for Japan's brutal colonial rule of South Korea during World War II.
The Japanese government should keep in mind that the speech that Prime Minister Merkel made, Germany has an eternal responsibility to remember and convey its cruel act from past, and should ask themselves why Germany is being respected by international society after the war.
An English version of the report will also be released as early as July for the first time in 9 years. The question for Japan now is whether its stance on World War II could detract from its claim over the disputed islands in the eyes of the international community.